Can't wait. Make sure that you. I know say you have it. No, you have it.
Imagine this, a typical Jamaican evening in a typical Jamaican rural town, Poorman's Corner, in the parish of St. Thomas. A group of friends meet up at the local bar to buy a round, knock some dominoes, and just chill.
But something would happen that ordinary night that would change everything, leaving 2 dead, 2 families grieving, and an entire community in shock. Who were the killers? We'll have more in a moment.
Stay seated. This is not a movie. This is a scene from real life, a true Jamaican story. This is CS311.
Crime Stop Jamaica 311 in association with TVJ, Musson Foundation, National Bakery, King Alarm and Grace Kennedy present CS311 with Deirdre Dixon and Leroy Hall.
They love us for our culture. They envy us for our sports heroes. But sadly, the world also knows Jamaica for crime. Try as we might, we simply cannot block out the streams of news on murder, theft, rape, scams everywhere we turn. And with over 1,300 murders in the country last year alone, in a population of this size, that's a number that we should all think about.
Absolutely. But this is not the time to hide in fear. While today it may not touch us, it may be your friend or neighbor or co-worker. Tomorrow it may be me, it may be you. So, this is the moment we get up and we stand up. We all need to help put the brakes on crime. I'm Deirdre Dixon.
And I'm Leroy Hall. I'm sure you've heard of Crime Stop, a program spearheaded by the private sector organization of Jamaica in 1989 to give the public a quick, easy, and a safe way to provide information to help the authorities fight the criminals that are threatening Jamaica.
In 2010, Crime Stop created this show, CS311, which is another way to connect with you, the public, telling you what we know and encouraging you to share information with us as well.
We are proud of the many successes so far, but high crime continues, and so the fight against the criminals must continue too. Over the next few weeks, CS311 has a lot in store for you. Take a look.
Featured crimes. The who, what, where of Jamaica's most puzzling unresolved crimes. We revisit the locations, recreate the crimes, and speak to the survivors.
Safety tips brought to you by King Alarm.
Safety tips. The experts share useful ways to take our lives back into our hands, protecting our families, our homes, ourselves. Hey, look out! Watch that scam.
These are some of the inventive ways that criminals are getting the better of innocent victims.
We will also feature the most wanted and the missing in society, the victims and the perpetrators.
We give you the facts, the stats, everything you need to know about the law, safety, and you.
So, whether it's lotto scamming, the gun trade, gang warfare, or crimes against women, children, or the elderly, we're going to tackle crime from every angle.
Make sure that you. I know say you have it. No, you have it.
And just as quickly as the chaos began, it was all over.
The victims were rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. Dead were Constable Craig Palmer, 35 years old, and Corporal Kenneth Davis, 52 years old.
There were many eyewitnesses that night, but what did they see? 3 killers vanished into the night like shadows. But these were not spirits, were they?
Not at all. Wanted for these crimes are Kevin Eldemar, aka Harry Potter, 24 years old, and Jason Foster, 22. But most wanted is their associate, a man who hides behind disguises, a man whose face we cannot show tonight because of the number of other crimes for which he's suspected that requires an identification parade.
His name is Marlon Perry, better known as Duppy Flim, leader of the Trendsteppers gang and the most wanted man in Jamaica. His list of crimes is endless: assault, shooting with intent, illegal possession of firearms, robbery, murder. Deidre, the police feel he is linked to this crime. Someone out there knows his face, knows where he is.
Duppy Flame is a master of disguise. He wears masks, hats, even women's clothing. He has been known to bleach anything to avoid capture. But he's not a spirit, he's just a man, and he can be stopped. With your information, we can finally bring this man to justice.
Remember, the number to call is 311 at Crime Stop. We don't use *69 or caller ID. We don't want your name. We just need your help. Think about it. Those victims on that Christmas night could have been you or someone you know.
I am Major General Robert Niche, Chairman of the National Crime Prevention Fund, better known as Crime Stop Jamaica. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to thank those involved in the development and production of the latest series for television, CS311, especially our sponsors, Muscle Foundation, National Baking Company, King Alarm, and Grace Kennedy. 28 years ago, Crime Stop Jamaica was conceived and launched by the private sector organization of Jamaica in partnership with the Jamaica Constabulary Force and the Media Association of Jamaica. Over the many years, Crime Stop Jamaica has been instrumental in numerous and significant successes in the fight against crime. We all agree that crime and violence retards Jamaica's economic growth and social stability, and that it is the duty of the government and the police to address the problem. But police investigations require a constant flow of reliable and quality information, and it is therefore critical that every Jamaican plays his or her part in reporting criminal activities in an effort to keep the citizens and our communities and visitors to our island safe. In its 28 years of operation, Crime Stop Jamaica has never been compromised. I urge you to call Crime Stop Jamaica on 311 with any information you may have on criminal activities and help to put an end to crime in Jamaica.
Well, on June 27, 2014, British businessman Keith Moran returned for a visit to his homeland, Jamaica. Little did he know that in a matter of mere hours, his stay would be cut short abruptly.
Having arrived from England, Mr. Keith Moran was picked up by his business partner at the Norman Manley International Airport. They set off for Portmore St. Catherine, where Mr. Moran was expected to stay. Upon reaching Fort Augusta Drive, near the Forum Beach, the business partner stopped to check the brake fluid. Keith Moran went to urinate.
At 2 p.m. on June 28, 2014, the body of Keith Moran was found buried in a cane field at the Bernard Lodge Sugar Estate. His car was abandoned nearby. Grieving family and friends are still in shock.
It's very hard to comprehend what happens to Keith. We can't get over it. We cannot, unless they find the person who done it.
Yes. Obviously, the circumstance he was taken from us was barbaric, so that would affect any family. But yeah, with us, it's really
it's hard.
Well respected by the wider community, especially the black community. He was known by doctors, MPs, so he was well known. So this came as a shock to everybody.
It's caused a lot of anger because we're still struggling with to make sense of how and why he was murdered in such a callous way.
The murder of our beloved Keith Moran 3 years ago had a profound and traumatic effect on all the family and the wider community. We're trying to make sense of the loss and find a way to cope with the grief.
In any circumstance like this, you'd want them to be caught and dealt with by the letter of the law.
We would like the government over there and the police here to get involved to solve this barbaric thing that they done to Keith.
I reckon the reason for his demise and his murder was, I believe that it was driven by greed and jealousy and a desire for money.
Yes, Keith so much. Keith was a gentleman. Keith was my son. He was a friend to me. You wouldn't believe that he's my son because we were body friends.
The family's gone through a combination of mixed emotions, anguish, anxiety, depression, sadness, helplessness, unable to move on with our lives.
Because I lost my husband. Keith stepped in as if he's the head of the family, and he was, because we all looked up to him.
Why has this happened to Keith? As he didn't deserve it. Keith was a kind person, and he would have given you anything he had.
It is a big loss. It's a big void, and that void can't be filled.
And the grief doesn't change. It doesn't go away. Every day that passes, it only gets harder.
Many questions still remain. Someone out there, maybe you, can help to answer them.
We cannot turn back time, but we can help justice prevail for this victim right now. The number to call is Crime Stop Jamaica 311. So, you think you are street smart and can spot a fraud from a mile off? Maybe. But in a moment of distraction, even the best of us can be caught off guard. Watch this scam!
Mr. Duhaney, can I tell you, you are a most impressive candidate. You'll have no trouble at all getting into our fast track management training program. Honestly, I was worried about the lack of experience. Not at all. We have to invest in our young people. Everybody has to start somewhere. The program just lasts for 2 months, and after that, you will be automatically placed in one of our national out.
I admit it. I really hadn't heard much about your company before, but I am very glad I came.
Now, all you have to do is pay that one-time application fee. Just $30,000.
Application fee? $30,000? For a job?
No. You know, admin costs. A formality. Small price to pay for this sort of opportunity, you know. Send it as soon as you can.
Thanks very much. I will definitely get it to you as soon as I can. Not so fast. Before you hand over your last dollar of savings, think again. This dream interview could be nothing more than just a popular scam. Did you research the company? Did you check their credentials? Did you ever wonder why you have to pay someone else to pay you? Chances are you will never see or hear from them again. Money gone.
Desperation can lead to unwise decisions. Don't let it be you. Don't be scammed.
Here's Brian Schmidt with a message from the Media Association of Jamaica.
The Media Association Jamaica is a founding member of Crime Stop, along with the private sector organization of Jamaica PSOJ. We are very, very proud of this initiative of Crime Stop because of what it has done for Jamaica and in trying to help our citizens be more and more secure, because we all want to live in a safe Jamaica. We're particularly proud that Crime Stop has never had a breach. We have never had an incident which has compromised the security of anyone who has given us any tips. And you know, as the fourth estate, the media is particularly happy for this, because as a watchdog of society, we are very, very concerned about what happens in society and the safety and security of all citizens of Jamaica, because no matter what, even though we are media, we too are also Jamaicans.
Since Crime Stop first began, we have had much to celebrate. Consider that last year, Crime Stop had a success rate of 1 in 6, meaning of every 6 first calls made, it led to 1 success. No one, not one caller, has ever been compromised. Crime Stop puts your safety first.
When you call 311 with information, you are given a code which becomes your file number. You can always use this code number and call back to check on the outcome of the information you gave. Now, say that your information does lead to an arrest or recovery of stolen or illegal property. You can actually claim a reward.
And don't worry, you say where and when to drop off the reward at a safe place agreed on by you. Let's take a moment to look back at just how far Crime Stop Jamaica has come.
Did You Know? Brought to you by Musson Foundation. Crime Stop Jamaica 311, 28 years of success. Crime Stop was created to help the police fight crime. It is a partnership between the PSOJ, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the Media Association of Jamaica. The public is invited to call 311 toll-free and tell Crime Stop what you know. You can also send a web tip, www.crimestopjamaica.com. All calls are anonymous. We don't want your name, just tell us what you know. Rewards are offered for information that leads to an arrest. Solving crime pays. Information received is held in the strictest confidence. Crime Stop has never been compromised. Our results? Simply phenomenal. Over 25,000 tips received, leading to 2,400 arrests, 315 for murder. 708 firearms recovered, over 50,000 rounds of ammunition seized. Over $721 million worth of illegal narcotics seized. Stolen property recovered, over $227 million worth. And rewards. Over $24 million paid out in anonymous rewards. All this thanks to the unswerving commitment of our partners in the fight against crime.
There are so many places we may not feel safe in Jamaica, but one place we need to feel safest is at home.
Well, you can never be completely safe anywhere, but the experts tell us that there are some things to keep in mind to protect your home.
Safety tips brought to you by King Alarm.
I think people are most vulnerable at home for attacks when they're leaving and entering their property. I see a lot of people entering their property through the front gate, especially those without an automatic opener. They get out of their car, they leave the car door open, they leave the engine running, and they don't look around themselves. There's no situational awareness, and I think that can be very dangerous. But it's the same for going in and going out. People need to be more aware of their surroundings. They need to see what's over their shoulder. Let's start with the fences and the walls around your property. I believe that they should be robust. I think they should be high, but I don't think they necessarily have to be completely blocking the view. What suspects rely on is cover. They'll walk into a garden and they'll sit behind a tree or a huge bush and wait for their opportunity to pounce. And that's frightening. We don't want the suspects to have that easy opportunity. We want to be able to look out of our window and see what's happening in our garden. So good lighting, low bush and high walls. This wall here to protect this property is a classic example of it being far too low. I could literally step over this wall. That wall should be up here. I'm 6 foot tall. This should be up here, around about this level here. This is far too low. It doesn't offer any defense whatsoever.
As we have said tonight, you're not helpless. We can all get together to take back our streets and take Jamaica back from the criminals. It might be a matter of just one call. That could mean one more criminal behind bars or one life saved. Crime Stop takes tips on all categories of crime.
Remember, if you have information on the whereabouts of any of the persons in our missing or most wanted segments, please share what you know with Crime Stop 311. Whatever the crime, whoever the criminal, you may be the key to solving the case.
Many thanks to our program sponsors, Musson Foundation, National Bakery, King Alarm, and Grace Kennedy.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Be smart, be safe, and tune in again next time to CS311.
For 28 years, the Crime Stop Jamaica program has been a valuable partner with the Jamaica Constabulary Force in working to keep Jamaica safe. Crime Stop Jamaica provides a confidential means for citizens both here in Jamaica and those abroad to give well-needed information about criminals and criminal activities without having to give up their identities. The hard-working members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force cannot fight crime alone. So we urge you to either call Crime Stop at 311 or send a web tip by logging on their website at www.crimestopjamaica.com and help us prevent crimes and reduce violence in our society.